Next, we'll look back at Tzu Chi's major events in March and April of 2016.
5 years into the Syrian civil war, over 4 million people have fled Syria. Many of them crossed Turkey and the Aegean Sea to reach Greece, and then continued on the long journey to their ultimate destination in Germany. In Jordan, Tzu Chi volunteers have spared no effort in caring for Syrian refugees. In mid-February, they again prepared material supplies and set out at dawn to help the Syrian refugees stranded at the borders of Syria, Jordan, and Iraq. After driving over 300 kilometers, the volunteers were finally able to give out water, food, and blankets to the refugees. In fact, the volunteers have been helping the Syrian refugees once every month since 2013. They even hired Syrian doctors to provide medical services to the refugees. An Iraqi doctor, who is a refugee herself, was also invited to see the refugee children and help ease the trauma of war on them. In March, Tzu Chi volunteers in Turkey set up a free clinic in Istanbul. They hired Syrian doctors to treat their fellow countrymen, so there was no language barrier between them. Apart from giving the refugees material and medical aid, the volunteers also helped Syrian children go to school. In 2015, with the help of Syrian refugees and the Turkish government, Tzu Chi set up a school for the Syrian children. In 2016, 2 more schools were founded.
حال مختلف، حال الحرب، حال الدم، حال التشرد، حال البؤس والفقر والبرد، حال البيت بكل أحواله سيء. شعر أنه هو الإنسان العظيم، الإنسان المكرم، الإنسان الذي نعطيه كل اهتمام. فهذا انظر الآن حياته صارت غير الأول.
In Germany, Tzu Chi paid for Syrian refugees to learn German, including this 13-year-old boy.
ما بقي قدامنا غير إنه نطلع تهريب مشان نكمل حياتنا.
With the help of Tzu Chi volunteers, this boy is able to go to school again.
I would like to thank all the Tzu Chi organization, because they give me the hope before they give me the laptop.
In Germany, the boy and his family are able to see hope and start life anew. In Serbia, Tzu Chi volunteers from 15 countries gathered together to bring aid to the Syrian refugees stranded there. Serbia's local commission for refugees also signed an MOU with Tzu Chi for distributing 10,000 sets of winter clothing to the refugees. To thank Tzu Chi for its aid in 2014, a government official from Bosnia led a team of volunteers to help with Tzu Chi's work in Serbia.
Dobro, ja kažem, to je sve posljedica učenja to kojeg smo vi slušali na Tajvanu, znači bez obzira na koje udaljenosti da ljudima ako su situacije treba pružiti pomoć i da je to evo kao jedan vid dobrotvornog rada koji oplemenjuje nas sve na takav jedan način.
To better care for the refugees, Tzu Chi provided them with 2,000 servings of hot meals every day.
Here we realize how open and how friendly and all of you are who are belonging to Tzu Chi.
And so much love that we are showing to these people.
Taiwan, thank you very much. Good, very much.
Good Taiwan, yeah.
Very good.
On April 14th, a magnitude 6.2 earthquake shook Kumamoto, Japan. Tzu Chi volunteers immediately went to provide care and hot meals to those affected. 2 days later, Ecuador was struck by a magnitude 7.8 earthquake. More than 600 people were killed and over 30,000 people were displaced. Tzu Chi volunteers from 5 countries quickly went to Ecuador and decided to launch a Cash for Work program to encourage the locals to clean up their own communities.
Don't you want to see your city back to normal because of you?
Inspired, many locals felt upbeat and excited and worked hand in hand to clean up the quake-affected areas. Altogether, Tzu Chi volunteers carried out the Cash for Work program in 5 cities, restoring hope in the locals by helping them rebuild their homes. To thank Tzu Chi, a mayor declared Tzu Chi volunteers honorary citizens of his city.
Y estoy viviendo en un albergue. Y gracias a ellos, gracias a ustedes, tengo un negocito en la esquina.
Gracias, Tzu Chi.
In April, to observe Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary, many volunteers from around the world gathered in Taiwan to take part in bowing pilgrimages. The origin of Tzu Chi's bowing pilgrimage can be traced back to over 30 years ago, when Tzu Chi was building its first hospital. Back then, the volunteers sincerely practiced bowing pilgrimages to pray for the hospital construction to go smoothly. Today, it is widely practiced by Tzu Chi members in many countries around the world. On Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary, Tzu Chi members came together to present a musical adaptation of the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings, which is the primary sutra that Tzu Chi's spirit and values are based on.
You have my warm regards as you mark a half-century of service and look toward the possibilities of tomorrow. President Barack Obama.
看慈济的贡献，我在想，这50年，台湾如果没有慈济会怎么样？世界没有慈济又会怎么样？